Hey guys, so it is the end of the day, and tonight I thought I would share with you all a nighttime skincare routine for brightening dark spots, hyperpigmentation, sunspots that involves a retinoid. In this case, I'm going to be using Differin. Many of you found me through my Differin tips videos and were wanting to see some more routines with Differin, so we'll be using this. And it will also be using an over-the-counter 2% hydroquinone cream that you all have seen me talk about before. It is the MD Complete Dark Spot Corrector. In addition to 2% hydroquinone, this also has alpha-arbutin in it, which is a natural hydroquinone precursor, and it's converted to hydroquinone as well. So in this nighttime skincare routine, we're going to be taking advantage of two active ingredients to target pigmentation, dark spots, either related to sun damage, melasma, or post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. The first active ingredient is a retinoid. In this case, I will be showing you the routine with adapalene, which is available over the counter here in the United States. This could also be done with a retinoid like tretinoin. This ingredient, whether it be adapalene or tretinoin or vitamin A derivatives, that in the case of hyperpigmentation inhibit the enzyme tyrosinase, which drives pigmentation, so they give added control for people trying to target those areas and for imparting a brightening effect. They also lightly exfoliate the skin. In the case of tretinoin, maybe a little bit more aggressively, and in doing so can remove some of the pigmentation that is up high in the skin. But do know that retinoids can cause some irritation in the skin that can lend itself to more post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So this skincare routine that I'm showing you all tonight is for somebody who has been using a retinoid consistently for several months, feels comfortable with it, and is no longer getting excessively irritated by it, and is ready to consider introducing the second active ingredient, which in this case is hydroquinone. You can get this over the counter. It is hydroquinone 2%. It is not available over the counter in other countries, however, only here in the United States. It is helpful, not as helpful as prescription strength hydroquinone, which is a higher percentage strength. Hydroquinone functions to degrade some of the enzymes that make some of the enzyme machinery that drives pigment production, as well as functions to degrade some of the excess melanin that contributes to dark spots. It, like tretinoin, like adapalene, can be very, very irritating. I showed earlier this week a morning skincare routine with hydroquinone for beginners with hydroquinone. So if you are to a point with using hydroquinone where you're ready to go to twice a day and use it in the evening, this is how you might use it in the evening, okay? So first up, before getting these on my face, it is the end of the day, and so I'm going to take off my makeup and my layers of sunscreen. As I said in my morning skincare routine for using hydroquinone, if you are at all concerned with pigmentation, fading dark spots, hyperpigmentation, if you have not been reapplying sunscreen throughout the day, you need to back the bus up and learn that behavior, because pigmentation is never going to fade without that. But very first thing I'm going to do is just wash my hands with a little Attitude fragrance-free hand soap here. I do this because I'm going to take off my makeup, and I'm going to take out my contact lenses, and it's just in the kitchen, so I don't want to get that in my eyes or on my skin. I also just went to the gym and did some weightlifting, so got all those human germs on my hands. So I removed my layers of sunscreen and my mascara with an oil-based cleanser. As you've seen in my everyday skincare routines, I've been using the Hada Labo oil cleanser. I love it. It is very, very nice, very effective, and the cleansing routine that I'm doing here is not the focus of this video, but if you're interested in it, do check out my regular skincare routine. Ooh, that's scary. Now I'm just going to wash the oil and broken up makeup and sunscreen off with my Neutrogena Ultra Gentle Hydrating Cleanser. Now, before you get these two active ingredients on your face, as I've shown in all of my skincare routines, a real important point, particularly if you've just cleansed as I just did, is a very important point is to begin to moisturize the face before the wet face dries. If you did not wash your face, okay, say for example, this is much later in the evening for you, you took a shower a lot earlier, your face is cleansed, you don't need to re-wet the face, okay? There's no need for that. You can just come in with a little bit of moisturizer if your face feels dry. You do not need to go re-wetting the face, but I applied a little bit of humectant onto my entire face to make a nice little jelly moisture seal on here. And then tonight, for purposes of this video, something I've been trying out and enjoying that I thought I would share with you in this routine and I think functions well is the Cosrx Ultimate Nourishing Rice Overnight Spa Mask. Ignore the name. This is basically a lotion that you can put on your face. It's just a moisturizer. And I really enjoy it because it is fragrance free. It has rice filtrate, which is very, very moisturizing. And it also has niacinamide in it, so it can calm down redness, calm down inflammation, and impart a brightening effect, as I said in my morning skincare routine. Now, if you are like, wait a minute, you showed the Cerave PM in your Differin routines videos. I got that. What am I supposed to use? Use the Cerave PM. It has niacinamide in it as well. And I still really love Cerave PM. They changed the formula a little bit, and I still love the new formula. This is just an alternative. I found from your comments that many of you find that, or a proportion of you find that the Cerave PM, both the old and new formula, a lot of you report that it stings. This Cosrx Ultimate Nourishing Rice Overnight Spa Mask is definitely worth a try. I think it works really well. It's very gentle. Another alternative that I normally use in my nighttime skincare routine is just plain Cerave in the tub, Cerave moisturizing cream in the tub. This does not have niacinamide in it, so while you will not get the extra little brightening effect from the niacinamide, if you are sensitive to it or it burns you or stings you, then go with just plain Cerave in the tub, okay? Now, while my face dries, I go ahead and put a little Cerave healing ointment on my lips, as I always do in my skincare routines. It's a good idea in the beginning, especially when you're getting used to how to use these active ingredients. It is a very good idea to put a little bit of an ointment like Cerave healing ointment or Vani-Ply or Vaseline. It's a good idea to put it not only on your mouth, on your lips, in the corners of your lips, also in the corners of your nose, and around your eyes. These are areas where you don't want tretinoin, adapalene, or hydroquinone to go, okay? These are ingredients that are very irritating, and the skin in these areas is very, very prone to irritation. So you want to avoid getting them there, and a good way to keep it out is to just make a little seal with some ointment like Cerave. All right, so now my face is cleansed of dirt, oil, and makeup and sunscreen layers for the nighttime. It is hydrated and moisturized from my moisturizer, and it is importantly dry to the touch. You don't want to put these ingredients on your face when the face is still wet. Water in and of itself is an irritant. And when you put these ingredients on water, on a wet face, then that increases their irritancy and makes them harder to tolerate. So make sure your face is moisturized and dry. And as I've shown in all my routines, I'm just going to use a pea-sized amount of Differin to my entire face. I used this in the past for acne control. And now I'm currently using tretinoin. But a lot of you were like, are you going to do any more Differin tips videos or Differin routines? So I thought I would show how to use it tonight in this routine. This is something you could start doing once you feel really comfortable with adapalene, brand name Differin. You've been using it for 3 months, you're using it nightly, and it's not irritating you whatsoever, and you're having no problems with it. That is how you could begin to creep in hydroquinone. to further brighten things. A question I anticipate I will get in the comments is, well, I haven't started either one. Which one should I start first? I would say the better bet to beginning is to start with the retinoid, because the retinoid is something that you can and ideally would continue indefinitely once you're tolerating it well. It will be your friend. It will provide ongoing help for pigmentary concerns, ongoing control of your acne, and help with removing sun-damaged skin cells. And in the case of tretinoin, we have good evidence can improve wrinkles and fine lines, so quote anti-aging. This is the guy that you're going to want to continue as long as you can be bothered to, basically. Hydroquinone, on the other hand, is not ideal to be used indefinitely. Generally it's recommended, as I've said in my videos, to only use it for about 16 weeks at a time and then take a break from it, simply because it can be irritating. And as I talked about in my Is Hydroquinone Safe video, there are some risks of pigmentation problems that can arise, so it's always advised to take a break from hydroquinone after at least 16 weeks of continuous use. Once you stop hydroquinone, a lot of these pigment problems that it improved will come back. So hydroquinone is not a permanent fix for a lot of the pigmentary problems. Retinoids and in combination with hydroquinone can give you a little bit more bang for your buck and a little bit more withstanding improvement in hyperpigmentation, having the two together. So the two together offer really the best, offer a better opportunity for sustained improvement in dark spots and hyperpigmentation, which is why I'm showing the two ingredients together tonight. All right, so now that my face has Differin on it, or adapalene, it's dry on there. It doesn't matter which order you put the retinoid and the hydroquinone on. They can go, you could do hydroquinone first and then adapalene. It doesn't really matter that order. I just got lost in talking points here, but you want to make sure that you can even apply them both on simultaneously in the same pee, so they won't inactivate each other. It's fine to put them on together. But this MD Complete is really nice in that it dispenses just the right amount that you would need. It dispenses a perfect pee. It really gives you just what you need to get the majority of the face. And in the case of hyperpigmentation, it's usually not your entire face that you're trying to target. It's usually a few areas. In the case of melasma, that's probably more diffuse and broader areas, like the mask areas, for example. So just a pea-sized amount. And just as in Differin, you're going to just put a thin layer, as I showed in the morning routine. Another reason why you would want to consider giving a break from the over-the-counter hydroquinones is that pretty much all contain fragrance, this one included. And as I've said in my other videos, it's not a great idea to use skincare products that have fragrance in them. It can be irritating and you can develop an allergy to it. So the addition of fragrance, I understand, because this does smell foul, but that's another reason why it shouldn't be continued indefinitely. But this does not have fragrance in it, nor does tretinoin. So yeah, that is basically a nighttime routine using both of these ingredients. Hopefully I explained the logic behind why they're good together. Do know, however, that both of these ingredients are very, very irritating. So go very slowly with introducing them and make sure that you don't have excessive irritation from them before going forward with them. It will take some time for you to see a marked improvement, depending on where in the skin the hyperpigmentation is. If your hyperpigmentation is up in the higher layers of the skin, you're going to see improvement in several weeks, because these things will start to exfoliate and help to lift up and out some of that hyperpigmentation, particularly in the case of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation like like acne, healing acne, for example, you'll see some brightening right away, depending on the level of the skin that pigment is, where that pigment is located. However, it can take a really long time for the deeper layers, and you may not see substantial improvement there. Be aware of that. Another thing that is not entirely impossible that you may notice, or some people report, is they actually start to see dark spots in other areas, and they become concerned that either the hydroquinone is causing that or the Differin is causing that. That is a reason definitely to follow up with your treating healthcare provider, your dermatologist. I mean, you should be following up with them anyways to make sure that this is going okay. But one potential explanation for that and why it often occurs is that as these ingredients are improving hyperpigmentation that is in the top layers of the skin, it is unmasking hyperpigmentation that is in the deeper layers of the skin. So that which you once did not see because it was covered with dark spots and sun damaged skin cells, those were once masking that deeper hyperpigmentation. It's now evident as you're getting the light exfoliation and improvement in what's more superficial. So be aware of that. You know, that's a likely explanation, but definitely make sure you follow up with your dermatologist when you're using these things to make sure that you're moving along in the right direction, you're not getting excessively irritated by them. But this is just how I would use them at nighttime together. So I hope this nighttime skincare routine was helpful to you guys. It's sort of a follow-up to the morning skincare routine using hydroquinone alone, and kind of as a follow-up to my prior Differin videos and Differin skincare routine videos, how you might consider introducing over-the-counter hydroquinone. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.